Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Rifter number 15. Today we are going over the Q&A, the question and answers that people have written into Palladium, wanting clarification with, and by Jiminy goodness, Kevin decided to print these out in the Rifters so everyone can see. Let's go over what he's talking about. This column is a theme based around travel with questions covering all Palladium games from Palladium Fantasy to Rifts.
So it did have a theme,
but it's not really. You'll see. I didn't.
Okay.
Eastern territories include a Teamster skill, but where are the prices and cards? Okay, this is just
Teamsters.
errata, and I'm just going to allow you to, screenshot that, do whatever you want. Okay. Are there any time zones in Palladium Fantasy? No, there are no time zones. Each village clocks its own high noon with the sun highest in the sky. So if you're traveling long overland travel across Palladium Fantasy World, the times will change locally, but it's not set in stone.
They should just use Byzantium mean time.
There you go, Byzantium mean time. Then we have, does the Palladium Fantasy World have a moon? If so, what does it look like? It's a moon with a similar cycle to Earth. Size, cycle, whatever, same as Earth. Is that a cheap answer? Yes. You know why? Because he didn't want to make some kind of weird Dragonlance 3 moon nonsense and have everyone keep track of the moon for some reason.
Well, you also know what happened, especially with, Palladium players. It'd be like, well, if you have 2 moons, the tides would actually be... Shut up!
Exactly. You don't want that. You're just like, no, it's the same. It's same as here. Shut up. Do you get hurt when you walk across a ley line if you're not a ley line walker? Now, Nope. No, you don't. No, you don't. It is a representation of magical energy. It's just light. It's not going to hurt you. But if traveling, the next question really hurt me. The first one kind of hurt.
Before you read that, I think that the last sentence in that answer, though, is telling. In most cases, you won't even...
some senses, like sense PPE, sense magic. In most cases, you won't even notice it's there. In Palladium Fantasy, during the day, only the largest ley lines are visible. Only the largest. So if you're not a magical creature, you could cross one and not know it, ever. But the next question, the first one hurt me a little, this one hurt me a lot. If traveling or walking through a ley line doesn't hurt anyone, how come they destroyed the world? Talking about rifts.
Wait, are you mad at the answer or the question?
I'm mad at the question.
Okay.
Because obviously this means you didn't read the book. It wasn't the ley lines that caused the apocalypse. Someone erased dumbass. But the release and influx of PPE energy combined with nuclear weapons, earthquakes, ley line storms, dimensional rifts, tidal waves, storms, tornadoes, whatever. Yes, the ley line visibility themselves is a symptom.
Oh, you took my word from me. That's exactly right.
Is a symptom, an effect of the actual problem. Magic has returned to the world. The only reason the world was destroyed by it is because of the rapid onset of it. Usually magic comes and goes in a world very slowly. The world acclimates to it. It's like, slowly getting into a cold swimming pool. Or you can just jump in and freak out, which is what happened in the rifts. It all emerged, all of it, all at once, all in the same second, and it broke the planet.
When they say the Band-Aid rip will only hurt a little bit?
No, it hurts a lot, just not for long. That's it. Okay, now we have, I was wondering if an SDC creature, a Palladium character, magically acquired the ability to fly faster than the speed of sound, would the laws of physics apply and decimate his body, or would the magic protect him? The magic would protect him.
Okay, I'm done with these questions. They should have titled, this isn't about travel. This is about, nope. I'm with Heathen Dog now. I can't say the word. So far, the first couple, whatever, it's like, okay, we got to get through a couple dumb ones first, but come on,
no,
people.
There's a lot of dumb ones. This whole section right here is a dumb one. Can the bugs from system failure travel through satellite systems like they can travel through phone lines? That's not a horrible question, because they have electronic transmission, right? Well, a Wi-Fi signal is an electronic signal traveling through the air. Why can't they? Well, because they need a physical medium.
Yeah, I thought it said that in system failure, though.
It does. It does. If a character is with sonic speed or sonic flight reaches Mach 1, initiating a sonic boom, will they be affected by their own sonic boom? No. No, they won't. Why? Because that's not how sonic booms work. A sonic boom happens when your sound that you're making right now passes through the barrier of the sound you made a second ago. But since you are traveling faster than sound, that sonic boom cannot reach you because you're moving faster. You will always be ahead of it. You will be ahead of the sound you make. So it won't affect you at all. My question deals with the speed of a vehicle going through a dense forest, like the forests of Kentucky, for example. The Mountaineer ATV has a max speed of 120 miles an hour. Does it mean it can go through dense forests, which usually have no workable roads at that speed? No. No, you can't.
Kevin, I know you are frustrated with this
Yes.
this Rifter because books are being delayed and so forth, but did you really have to answer that damn question?
I know. But he actually gives percentages. So if you are going through a dense forest in an ATV that has a max speed of 120, going through the dense forest, your maximum speed will be reduced by 30 to 50%. A large vehicle like a Big Boss, Mountaineer, an MDC tanks are forced to take roads and trails that can accommodate their size because they're too big to go through dense forest. Yes, they are MDC material. Yes, they can withstand any tree falling on them or running into a tree, but they are not fast enough and have enough weight to topple all the trees before them. You will get stuck.
So when I'm reading, like when I'm doing the read throughs and I say, hey, this is a dumb rule or a dumb sentence, but I know why the game master or why the creator put it in the book.
Yeah.
It's because of dumb questions like that. I'm sorry, but I'm usually the positive one here. But so far, these questions, and I hope they get better, but so far, these questions are retarded.
Yeah, I agree. Can the Packmaster carrier in Phase World's source book travel at FTL speeds? Yes, it is capable of 6 light years per hour. Again, that's like errata. The Cosmonite's superluminal flight power states that after he meditates for 10 minutes, he can transform himself into pure energy and travel 1 light year per level. How fast does he travel in this condition? Oh my God, that is a dumb question. It doesn't matter. Now it answers 5 light years per hour, but that is a dumb answer because it's a dumb question. It doesn't matter how fast when you're traveling faster than light. It really doesn't, because you go 1 light year per level. And if you read the description, it seems like it's instantaneous travel. If you're level 1, you go 1 light year and have to do it again. If you're level 15, you go 15 light years and then have to meditate again. Now, I suppose if you're chasing a ship and you want to see if you can overtake it, but you don't want to be certain to overtake it or whatever, then you might want to do time, but you don't need to do that.
I will say there's a slight confusion here, but then again, I don't know riffs, so there might be something really important that I'm missing here. It says it can travel 1 light year per level, but then the answer says he'll travel 5 light years per hour.
That means if you are level 1 and you travel one light year, it will be 1/5 of an hour. That'll be what, 12 minutes? No. 1/5 of an hour is...
Yeah, 12 minutes.
12 minutes, yeah. But if you're 15th level, you travel 15 light years, excuse me, it'll take you 3 hours before you get to the end of your journey.
Oh, okay. I get it now. I was reading the question. Again, it's another one of those questions that's so dumb. This one I'm going to hold back a little bit.
Yeah, this one isn't as dumb, but it's unnecessary.
Exactly.
Cosmo Knights are already the exception to 18 rules, right?
Yeah.
Already they are, because they were touched by basically God of gods in the 3 galaxies. The Cosmic Forge is the most powerful thing ever to exist that the 3 galaxies know of, and you as a Cosmo Knight were specifically touched by God. So you break all rules, including speed limits. Right? So shut up. How do you use a rift for long distance traveling? This is now, okay, this one's not bad. It says in the Rifts Ultimate, I'm not sure about the Rifts thing, but it says that you can open rifts to the same dimension that you are in as fast travel.
Okay.
There's some caveats and addendums. There's some, some things you can do, some things you can't. It may cost more, cost less, have more danger, less danger, whatever. But that's already written. It's already written. What penalty should be used for jet lag or dimensional travel lag? None. You shouldn't have that in your. Why are you putting jet lag in your game? Why? 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 Stop it.
Because he wants to use the term D-lag. That's why.
Yeah, D-bag. I'm gonna call the person who put that question there a D-bag. All right. In our campaign, we were affected by some kind of spell that transported the party to the Palladium fantasy world. Awesome. In Rift's Earth, we have the language called English or American. Well, in Palladium, it's called Common. No, I'm gonna stop right there. No, it's not. Because there's no English people or American people in Palladium fantasy. Common is a different language altogether. That's a dumb question. May you rot in hell.
No, keep reading that.
I'm not going to keep reading this.
Oh my God, but that end, the game master is saying I cannot, and it's hurting me not being able to speak to anyone. Right. That's what happens when you go through a portal to some weird world that
doesn't speak your language. Yes.
Where's your wizard that has the tongue spell or speak language, whatever it is?
I award you no points.
God.
All right. Are there civilian airports or airfields on Rift's Earth? Yes. Yes, there are. They're not going to be great because most Rift's vehicles are vertical takeoff and landing. Giant carriers and stuff like that will go from one military base to another, which, will have really top of the line airfields. But, there's always going to be people like crop dusters or scouts or whatever that are going to use smaller planes, and they're going to need their own private airfields.
Have you seen Mad Max?
Yeah, exactly. Yes, there are going to be.
I don't think that's a horrible question though, and I don't
know.
No,
it's not a horrible question. It's a fine question. I'm fine with it.
I forget the year the book came out, but Dinosaur Swamp I think goes into some of that if I remember correctly. But that book may have came out after these questions.
Yep. Anyway, here we go. Where do non-coalition aircraft land refuel? That's the small towns and stuff with the smaller airfields and stuff like that. Excuse me. But they may not have fuel at the moment because, in Rift's Earth, supply lines are not secure in any way, shape, or form.
Okay. So, this has such an easy answer to it. Go watch any 1960s or 1970s TV show when they get to the village and it's got that big barrel on the metal. It looks like a water tower. Yeah, a lot of those guys. Go Uncle Jesse from Dukes of Hazzard. That's where they could keep it. It might not get you a full tank, but you know what? It'll get you to where you're going.
It'll get you where you want to go. All right. I'm currently enjoying the Palladium Fantasy RPG and have begun to get my hands on source books. Nice. What order should they run in if one wanted to do a world tour kind of campaign? Well, Kevin answers like there is no real order, but this is what I would do. And I will go ahead and let you, let's.
That's not a horrible question necessarily either.
No, it's not. It's not a horrible question. But I'll let you go ahead and, pause it if you want, write it down, screenshot
Start in the Eastern Territory. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Is it possible to use a teleportation ability to teleport yourself and an enemy straight up, reappear, and continue to teleport upwards until you choose to stop, and then teleport safely as your enemy falls to his death?
I would have to read the rule.
This is a player I don't want at my table. All right? This is the kind of player I don't want at my table. I'm sorry. You're trying to use the rules in a way it wasn't supposed to be to your advantage, and I don't like it.
Yeah, this is one of those that, you know how I run Heathen Dog? I'd say, you know what? I don't think this is the intent or the spirit of the rules.
Exactly.
You can do this one good time, make your rolls, because I think that there's some error rules.
Yeah, there's chance of failure. Yeah.
So, but this is the only time you're going to be able to do this, so enjoy it while you got it.
Yeah, and of course, the what Kevin says is the reference point of up is so indeterminate that you are actually a much higher chance of failure if you're just teleporting up instead of to a specific place. Mm-hmm. Go ahead and do me a favor. Picture up. In your mind, picture what up is.
I got it.
Yeah, it's a concept, dumbass. It's not a place. it's really hard to really graphically picture a concept in your head, the concept of up. So your failure rate is going to be maximum. Good luck. Good luck. That's all I got to say. Do air cars in Century Station run on gasoline? Yes and no. Air cars in Century Station are hybrid vehicles. They run on electricity, but it is constantly topped off by a gas engine like hybrid cars are today.
Question about that. Century Station's Heroes Unlimited, right?
Yes.
Wouldn't the game tell you if they're ICE engines or something else, or is this an errata?
I don't recall. I didn't look specifically.
Okay.
I actually should have. But
the reason I say that is because either that I get the question or it's really stupid and I don't know which one it is.
Well, it's a 50-50 at this point.
Yeah.
In Rifts, I was wondering if there is a tent that can be bought, or is there any camping equipment that can be bought? Okay, you know what? If this is a player asking because their game master says, "Well, there's no tent in the book for sale, so there's no tents."
That's a bad game master.
No, number one, the bad game master, leave the table. Number two, that's the only reason why you would ask this question.
And why would you ask it of Kevin?
I know, right? It's crazy. Prices of camping and wilderness equipment can be found in Warlords of Russia. You have to find another book to get the answer. That's bad, number one. But the game master should have just made it up. This is how much a tent costs. There you go. Everyone knows what a tent is. Buy a tent. How high can you travel using the fly as an eagle spell? Can you fly into orbit? Do eagles fly into orbit, dumbass? No. Then how can you go into orbit if you're fly as an eagle? Jesus. Come on, Kevin.
Are you sure this is
I know this was 25 years ago, but was someone gatekeeping these questions? Because if so, they fell asleep at the gate.
This has got to be the Rifter 9.5 version 2.
So no, you cannot fly into orbit if you're flying as an eagle. I'm surprised it went as high as 6,000 feet, but 6,000 feet. There you go. Kevin made a ruling, 6,000 feet. And that is it for the Q&A.
Oh, God, thank God.
Yes.
I love these Q&As, and I mean that. I love these Q&As, and I hope we get more of them in the future. But this is the first one that made me feel dumber.
Yeah. I feel dumber for having listened to some of these questions, let alone the answers.
And now I'm angry at you for suggesting 4 segments for today.
Don't worry. We're done with the first one. We have comments?
I think I started a couple.
Let's hit them.
Pin. There we go. Can't say Palladium didn't try to adjust the rules, lawyers.
There you go. Yep. I mean, a lot of these questions went beyond the realm of common sense, but that hasn't stopped anyone from asking a stupid question. Anyone who tells you there are no stupid questions is lying to you. There are stupid questions. What's the next one?
There were a couple good ones in there, let's be honest.
There were a couple good ones, but a lot of them were really dumb.
And then the other one I commented is Century Station was written before people cared about ICE versus electric versus hybrid engines.
Yeah, fair enough.
I guess my point to that is, right, I got too much BattleTech in my head, which is futuristic, so I'm used to Fusion ICE. But then in that case, wouldn't they all just be there has to be a reason why the person asked the question, because remember, he asked this question in 2001.
Right. He wanted to know if the vehicle was fully electric or fully gasoline, when really it was a mixture of the two.
So is there something in Century Station that would imply that they're electric vehicles?
Yeah. Here's the thing. I didn't say that question was dumb. I just said it didn't matter. Does it really matter?
I agree. I'm just curious.
Yeah, it's not an inherently dumb question, that one, anyway.
The reason why I do that is because earlier, even people were saying in chat, like, a lot of these questions are, if you just RTFM, you have the answer. And I was just wondering if that was the same thing.
It probably says so. Like, it's a hybrid gasoline electric engine in the write-up, but it's buried somewhere, maybe.
Yeah, I didn't hate that question, to be honest with you. Just,
no,
irrelevant.
There's other questions here that I really hate, but not that one.
So... do you like Heathen Dogs Hate? Do you hate Heathen Dogs Hate? How much hate can we have at one time here?
How much hate can a Heathen Dog hate?
If Heathen Dog could hate. All right. We're going to be demonetized for all the hate. All right. No, go ahead and leave us your comments. Did you think those questions were awesome? Was there a question that was missed? Was there one that Kevin got wrong? Oh, come on. Please tell me that Kevin got an answer wrong. Anyway, yeah, we're moving on to the next one. The next video is what? The rune weapons?
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Rune weapons for your Palladium fantasy game. And I hope to see you then. Have a great day.